Jen's eating yakisoba. What? There she is. Hey.
Oh, hey, Megan.
Hi. Okay, so we should be up and running. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Tuesday Read Along Live with Romance Tubers, who you don't necessarily have to be reading romance or reading at all, as you might see. Let us know what you're reading or doing in the chat, and we'll go around and introduce ourselves and let you know what we're reading / doing tonight. So kick it off, Nicole.
All right. Hi, I'm Nicole. My channel name is Who Picked This Book, and I'm going to be reading Chill Factor by Sandra Brown. I'm buddy reading this with Deja. It's the first time for her. This is a reread for me. I've read this like 5 times. That's so much. So it should go fairly quickly.
Hi everyone, I'm Ashley, and my channel is Ashley's Bookish Vibes, and I'm going to be reading Love at First by Kate Claiborne. Crystal read this from Crystal's Bookish Life and sounded really interesting.
Are we going around and around? Go for it.
Go for it, Mary.
I'm just like,
rock, paper, scissors. Do it.
I'm so not here.
L'Oreal.
Hi, I'm Megan, or Meow Fader. I'm reading the 4th volume of Hanakimi because I needed some 90s shoujo manga in my life.
Ooh.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ezra from I Heart Romance, and I am reading Lord and Lady Spy by Jenna Galen for the Spice. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, that one. And I might be working too, so I don't know what's going to happen.
That book is literally sold out everywhere, and I was getting really mad because I couldn't find it. I found it on Half Price Books, but I had to buy it full price or a used copy. But it's fine. It sounds so good.
Yeah, it sounds good. I mean, it's good so far.
I'm Jessica from Peace Love Books. I am reading. My dog just kicked that. Sorry. She's pulling out my computer, so there she is. Okay, sorry. I'll move it over here. I'm reading The Bridge Kingdom by Danielle Jensen. It's fantasy. This is the Bay Crate edition, though, so that's why it looks a little different. There we go. Yeah.
Well, I'm Kayla, and this is On the Fritz, and I'm starting The Promised Neverland Volume 1, which is not romance, but it is a manga. I watched the anime a couple weeks ago or a week ago. I was obsessed. It's about like these young kids who are growing up in like a orphanage, and they find out like what's really going down in the world around them. So I was gonna wait until like the 30 for 30 in April, but I didn't have anything to read. Well, I mean, I'm technically familiar with things, but I didn't know what to read tonight. So I was like, I'll just start another series, and it's a manga, so it's nice and easy to read. I should have pinned. I don't see it on here, but it should be pinned on the YouTube. I have the link for the live show that starts at 7. That is going to be talking about the Rip Bodice.
The diversity report.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So that starts at 7 p.m. If anyone wants to hop over there, we have some romance tubers. They'll be featured on there. I'll plan on hopping over there when we're all done here, but I just wanted to have it linked somewhere in case anybody in the chat or otherwise want to also check it out. So let's see what everyone else is reading. Luna's reading Wicked Abyss. Yeah, the last IAD book. Wow. Yeah. Now you'll be in purgatory like the rest of us for like 1,000,000,000 years. The Roommate. Merciless. Someone must be reading Sea of Ruin. Jen was eating yakisoba and editing videos.
That sounds delicious.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I'm the last person. I haven't read it yet either. So
I haven't read it yet either.
Oh, it's so good.
I haven't read that either. I'm planning on reading that though.
Yeah, I have like a forever TBR, as we all do, but it's
Yeah.
like almost the ones that are like so well loved and hyped. I like pull away just because I don't want the hype.
I feel that. I feel that.
Kill
Mhm.
it. 'Cause I've been let down before. Reading Dirty Love by Kenya Wright. All right. So it's 6:40. That's a nice round, even number. So we will read until 20 after? 40 minutes?
Yep.
All right. Got it. Don't even need Izzy to do that this time. That's an even number. Okay, so we'll read until 20 after in your time zone. And if you guys read, if you're reading romance and like you come across like a steamy scene or a sexy scene, leave like a fire emoji in the chat just so like we know that you're having a good time reading. Obviously, I won't have kids, but like I just want to see if that happens. So happy reading. Okay, time's up. I was coughing. I didn't want to. I didn't scare anybody. So there's lots of flames in the chat. So
Yes, there were.
Had some good reading. I loved seeing that.
I love it.
I did not. Like I said, I was reading my manga and I finished it. And complete opposite of romance, if you can get there. So, but I liked it. It was good. It's a fun change of pace. So how was everyone else's reading? How did it go?
Good. I got pretty far. I don't know exactly which page I started at, so that sucks, but I'm almost done with it.
Oh, wow.
So close. I'll finish it tonight, probably.
That's like mystery suspense, right?
Yeah, romantic suspense.
Romantic. Yeah. Oh, yeah, what did I say? Mm-hmm. Mystery suspense.
Mystery. That's okay.
I haven't read anything from Nora Roberts, though. It's Nora Roberts, right?
It's Sandra Brown.
Sandra Brown.
You could start with Chill Factor. It's my favorite book of hers, so I think it's really good.
Cool. Just off. Not getting anything right. Anybody else want to share?
I only read a couple chapters. I love the banter. There was an aborted, steamy, spicy scene, but I'll continue tonight. I'm loving it. It's a nice historical romance.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's read this, but it's super slow burn and nothing's happened between the romance. And I'm over 200 pages in.
No.
It's very annoying.
Is it like part of the series? Is it a standalone?
There's 2 books out, and I don't know if there's going to be a third. I think there's going to be a third.
Yeah.
I know Tori read that book.
Mm-hmm.
And normally, like with fantasy series, they kind of drag it out.
It's so annoying.
Yeah. You have to be invested.
Even like they were about to kiss and someone interrupted them. And I'm like, you can't even kiss yet. And it's 200 pages in.
Their banter and sexual tension between the two of them better be off the charts if that's going to be happening, because
yeah, it's the Bridge Kingdom. What Crystal said.
Oh no, it's that slow. Oh no.
That was on my TBR.
That's on mine too.
It's good. It's just very slow.
Is it high fantasy?
I mean, not high fantasy. It's just like she has been trained her whole life to marry the king of the rival kingdom to like learn their secrets and eventually kill him. So, yeah. So she marries him like super early on. Okay.
Tori says it gets steamy towards the end. No, it's not a Fade to Black or anything.
Towards the end, you just have to get there.
Get to the end.
Push through.
On Goodreads, it says it's high fantasy
Okay.
and young adult, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not a big slow burn. Like
I like them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it has to be slow burn and then extremely steamy.
Yeah.
Crystal is like, no, not YA. It's explicit. Just at the end.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
it's Crystal. Okay.
Yeah,
now
that's-
going back to my TBR.
It's back on. It's in the gray area. We'll see.
Back
Crystal,
off.
have you read the second book? Like, do we get more in book 2? Should I bother?
I don't know if anybody's read the second book.
I don't know.
Yeah. Like if it's denying the kisses at 200 pages. Yeah.
The tension's good, but
Tori doesn't
Yeah,
think it.
The sexy time.
Tori
better
didn't
pay
like the
off.
second book.
oh no.
And Crystal never read the second book.
Oh, whoops.
Maybe, but I heard this one ends on a cliffhanger, so I don't know if I will not want to read book 2.
I mean, with like high fantasy, like a whole new world and like lots of kingdoms, and it's very complex and
Dragons.
like romance. I know it's different with like romance, but with like fantasy readers would still like it, type of thing.
I would say high fantasy is Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, like Tolkien,
Like
George R. R.
Brandon
Martin.
Sanderson. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't like that complex.
Yeah. Does end on a cliffhanger. But no.
Oh no, Tori, no.
I wrote something.
Well, now I still don't know if I need to read this book.
I'm reading.
It's like it's back off the TBR. I can't.
It's back off.
I don't know. I have to look at reviews. I mean, I'm really liking it. It's just now I don't have high hopes for book 2.
Oh man. Like
I don't know. I've noticed with fantasy romance, they aren't really fantasy heavy.
Yeah, that's true.
It's medium fantasy. I like that, Danny. It's medium high fantasy. It's not high fantasy.
You got the simmer, you got the medium high, you got the high.
Yeah, I think the only thing that I consider as high fantasy is C.L. Wilson, The Winter King.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing I can very closely to high fantasy, but I mean, it's just full of romance too. So,
well, and like what's it called? Letting my Goodreads, A Heart of Blood and Ashes, like a gathering of dragons.
Dragon. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty high fantasy for a romance fantasy, I think.
But it's amazing.
I have not read it.
I'm not ready either.
I need to read it.
Well, what about Jennifer Armentrout's Blood and Ash one? Is that
the other one that I get
I
confused with
wouldn't
it because
say
I think they're
I
the
never
same
know
book.
the actual title because the
From
other
Blood
one.
and Ash, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, From Blood and Ash.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I get high fantasy vibes from it. I haven't read it yet, so I'm gonna read it and I'll read along with Sam and Tori starting next month.
It's thick like a high fantasy.
Yeah.
She did.
I don't know because I mean I've read the first 2, and I don't know if I would consider it like high fantasy.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't get it as like I wouldn't think it's like as complex as some high fantasy that I've read, but it's still a really great fantasy. It's still good build, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited.
but yeah, she's thick.
Book 3 comes out super soon.
Mm-hmm. Can't wait.
I stand by. I won't say no to smut with swords.
Oh, no, I want smut and swords.
Give it to me.
Smut with swords
Give
sounds
it to
amazing. Just like I like fantasy, dragons, dragon shifters, done.
Yes.
Done.
Say dragons.
I'm more
Yes.
vampire.
G.A. Aiken's whole like list of books that they've written.
Oh my gosh, I've only read Dragon actually. It's so good.
I read Dragon actually.
It's so good. I think it's high fantasy too.
It's pretty high fantasy. It's just
but very smutty.
also it's just also smut with swords.
Smut with swords.
What book?
Dragon actually.
Okay, dragon.
Isn't that old?
Actual.
It's pretty. I would say it was published a few years ago.
It's the Shelley Lawrenston's fantasy pen name.
Ooh, it's got good reviews.
And Shelley Lawrenston writes Bear Shifters, so I'm just a fan all around.
The cover is just like the torso, so it's that time period.
It's old school. I mean, not really old school. Probably early 2000s.
2008.
There's a lot of like
Wait,
witty sarcasm in it.
Oh, I love it so much. She ends up getting injured. This dragon takes care of her, and he does not say that he's a dragon shifter.
Yeah, he doesn't say that he can change into a human, so she's just like, man, if only this dragon was like a person. And she's like, I feel weird liking this dragon.
Yeah.
Say no more. Say no more. I'm reading that immediately.
It's fantastic.
I can name this dragon. Oh wait, I can.
Oh my gosh. So funny.
I can't even remember the last YA fantasy I read.
I can't remember the last YA book I read unless it was like a manga, like a proper YA novel. I don't know what the last one I read was.
I
think mine was maybe sci-fi fantasy. Was the last one, YA one. I didn't even finish the series. It was Gemina by that duo.
Amy Kaufman.
Amy Kaufman and
Jake Kristoff.
Yeah, I read that first book and I was like so bored. Like that was like a big unpopular opinion on my end. And I was like, and this was before I read romance, like let alone now. I can't go back to I don't know. Just can't go back.
Can't do it. I'm actually reading a YA fantasy right now. I'm reading We Free the Stars by Hafsa Faisal. So it's really good. I really like that series.
Oh, the last YA I read was Shatter Me.
Ooh.
That was the last YA I remember reading. It was literally a year ago.
Oh,
a year ago.
I did not like that. I read it fairly early on. The heroine is annoying.
That book is a lot.
I had it on audiobook because I would listen to it on like the bus ride home, like from my work, and I was like, I have to pay attention, so I can't be reading because then I like go deaf and blind because I'm like so into the book. But if I'm listening, I can like look at where my stop is.
Yeah.
And all of the journal entries, it was like something scratch, something scratch.
Yep.
I was like, what is happening? And I had to like literally like go and look when I got home, and I was like, oh, I get it.
Scratching out, yeah. Uh-huh.
But she was like, I think the writing was just a little bit pretentious. That's the heroine with the name Juliet, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember anything about that book.
I think it's a popular series.
I never read it. I've just heard, it was like one of those things where if you didn't read it like back when, I don't think it aged well, maybe one of those.
Yeah. I don't know why she switched. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's been out a while.
I vaguely remember there was a girl and two dudes. That's all, and it wasn't what you think it is. So, it was a love triangle, I guess.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a love triangle, and I did not like who she ended up with. I was like, why did she choose this?
No.
I literally can't even remember who she ended
Lauren.
up with. But I only read the first one. I think I read the first book and then the novella between the first and second. That's literally. I can't tell you what happened. I think she started in a prison cell. I think that was the very first chapter.
No, I read this thing. I read this. I think it was 3 books that came out, and then I know there's a brand new one, but I didn't read.
Now there's like 6 or something. Like there's a ridiculous number.
It was supposed to be a trilogy.
Yeah, I think I read the trilogy,
and it ended.
And then it ended.
Never mind.
And just kept writing.
Years later.
Brought it back.
Yeah, I didn't bother reading the rest, but I did read the 3. And it was annoying, but I couldn't not stop.
Did you say you read them?
Yes.
I love it.
I couldn't not stop. I had to finish it.
I remember the audiobook too. There's this like one page where it's literally nonstop. I am not insane. I am not insane.
Yes.
And the narrator
I was going insane listening to it because I'm just like, what is happening? And it kept going. I was like, this is going on for an awfully long time. It's like 4 or 5 actual book pages of just I am not insane. I am not like
that.
And I'm like, are you sure?
I was like, I think I'm now insane. Why was this included?
Yeah, I was listening to the audiobook, and it was the narrator had a really high-pitched voice. It was annoying, but I had to finish it.
I had to finish it.
You had to know the things.
Yeah, I will say like we are spoiled. Like audiobooks are so much better nowadays than what they were like even 4 years ago, like not that long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll listen to an older one. It's like, it's just stepped up its game recently.
Yeah, I'm doing like book 1 of like series that are 50 books long, like the In-Death series.
Oh yeah.
And it's so weird to just be like, oh, look at the difference between these.
Right. It's going time, basically.
That's a great series, though.
I think I'm on book 6. So I'll get there eventually.
I can't devote my time to 50 books, over 50 books.
I read them when I like just want kind of like, basically I want a podcast, but I've caught up on all my podcasts.
That's how I was with the Stackhouse books until I got to book 4, and I was like, I cannot.
Oh God!
I read the first 2, and then I was like, I'm done. So I have, but I thought I was gonna love them, so I bought like most of them, and so now they're just sitting in like my mom's house in my old bedroom, and I'm just like, those are never getting touched again.
Oh my God, Sookie.
See stacks of those at like used bookstores. Yeah. It's like Sookie Stackhouse books and like Twilight books. They're like, no one buys them.
No one buys them anymore.
Nope.
Yeah, that series went downhill fast.
50 years from now, though, they might be worth something.
Maybe.
Or less than nothing. One of the 2. It'll go either way. We don't know.
Horrible covers.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
Well, the covers for that series aren't that. I mean,
for the Sookie Stackhouse series, no,
they're not great.
Horrible.
They're not great at all.
No, they're awful.
Yeah, is that what I thought you were saying? They're good. I was like,
no.
I thought you were like, they're pretty, and I was like, I mean, everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
No, not on that one.
Nope. I mean, I would prefer classic, like old school historicals better than those. Those were just, they don't even look like, they don't, I don't know, they don't, they're
the worst covers ever.
No words.
You're like, the word you're looking for is horrible.
You forgot what it looks like. I can't even, can I zoom in? It's so bad.
It doesn't want you to zoom in because they're that bad.
Like,
they're like, no, don't look at it.
Look at it. Look at his face.
Is that Sookie?
Yes. Oh, he looks like Count Chocula.
I think that's Sookie and Bill just like floating.
He looks like a 5-year-old. Ew.
I too wish to be whisked away by Count Chocula in the night while my house burns down.
It looks like a middle grade book. Like
it does look like a middle grade book with the little house burning down.
I would not pick this up.
Oh
just that's what True was produced from.
Yeah. Yes.
I will say that Sookie, like, you know how annoying Sookie is in the show? Just as annoying.
The early 2000s was a different time, man.
Those covers, you guys. At least like a torso. I'd rather have that than a hand-drawn, creepy vampire holding a 5-year-old. Like, I don't understand. That's the original cover. Yeah, there's no other.
There is another cover. It's the TV show.
The show one.
Oh,
they re-released. There are other covers too. They're neon green and blue, and
that's worse.
That's not bad.
Like, they kind of remind me of the covers of Pretty Little Liars. How they're all like that bright neon color, and I'm like, oh my God.
My brain went to the new covers of the Hunger Games books that are like that graffiti neon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are ugly.
But yeah.
Oh my God.
It does.
I just also hate that, like, for non-readers, like, that's the staple, like, paranormal. They think, oh, the Sookie Stackhouse or True Blood or whatever. It's like,
I would like to say those aren't even housed in the romance section in like any.
They're not. It's fiction.
They're either in fiction or they're in like mystery. They're not housed in romance.
Yeah.
Well, from what I remember, like, there's not a lot of, there's like no steamy scenes. I just remember like Bill brushing Sookie's hair. Like, that's all. He was just like brushing her hair, and that's it. I was like, oh, what happens? Or is
Yeah, but they think it's a romance because HBO like took it and then
the
was just like,
show.
Yeah.
sex.
I think HBO was like super. I thought it was gonna be. I didn't read the books, but
don't.
You don't need to.
Like, I'm pretty sure, Nicole, I think you told me how the books end.
I
Like,
told you how they end and
I was
who
like,
she
I don't
ends
wanna
up with,
read
and I wanted to punch a baby.
yeah, I was like, please tell me.
I heard that. Yeah, I heard that the author received a lot of threats, death threats, because of the ending.
Oh my
So
god.
dumb. I'm like, why? I'm like, well, I'm never gonna get that time back. So
Yeah, I went back.
I don't know.
The show. Yeah, the show is.
I don't know what I prefer. Like, the show ended up with her getting together with some random guy. Like, oh, it doesn't matter who she ended up with. She's happy with herself and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, whatever. But like,
so it's definitely,
like
it's clearly not a romance because we've been invested in a relationship with her and Bill, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And he ends up with some rando. I don't know.
I got confused after a while with that, and I watched the whole series.
I think I watched 3 seasons and then it got too weird and I was like, I'm out.
and then it got too weird. It gets weirder.
I'm good.
I was just confused the entire time. I was like, what's happening?
I can get behind some really weird stuff, okay? But it was too much for me.
Oh.
I read Asian romances. I can get behind some really weird stuff. Bear shifters are my jam. Like,
I mean, I've read some weird stuff, but yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god.
That was a fun tangent tonight, y'all.
You're like, let's look at these hideous covers.
Seriously. Like, show me a cover that is worse than that, please. Slide into my DMs. I would love to see a cover that is worse than that.
my brain went Midnight Sun, sad pomegranate.
No, not the pomegranate.
Okay, I'm not going to share it.
Everybody knows.
Someone, yeah, the tweet on Twitter.
Everyone does.
Yeah. So, alrighty, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me. Again, show me some bad covers.
Bad covers. Just start sending Kayla bad covers.
I know her DMs are just
Flood her
Instagram
Instagram with just terrible covers.
Let me. Who's host? Anybody know who's hosting next week? I don't have it open.
Tamika.
Oh.
Is it Tamika?
Tamika.
Tamika.
Okay, Tamika's hosting next week, so be there on her channel if you want to get some more reading in. And yeah, everyone's channel information's down below. Follow everyone, and yeah, see you next time. Thanks for hanging out.
Bye.